Our next stop is St. Alphonse Church. It is the only monastery church here in Luxembourg City. Paul Kaiser is going to show us the organ. I'm in St. Alphonse Church here in Luxembourg, and I'm with the organist Paul Kaiser. He's going to tell us about this organ in this very, very beautiful church, which has an incredible acoustic. Paul, thank you very much for joining us for our series.
You're welcome.
Now, tell me something. You have two consoles here, but you often use this console downstairs.
Yes.
Why is that?
Why is that? It's because after the second concile, the choir in the churches were obliged to sing downstairs in the churches. So the choir has moved from there to here, and so we had to install a second console to accompany the choir.
What is the age of the organ? I mean,
the organ has been built in 1923 in the case of the previous instrument. There was only one previous instrument here in the church, which has been put away entirely in 1923, and it's a new organ at this time, which was put in the old case.
That's nice. So they kept the old case as like a structure, and they could put a completely new organ. And who actually put the organ in here? Who built the organ?
It was the manufactory Stahlhut from Aachen.
Yes.
And they were under the leadership of Georg Haupt, who installed an organ manufactory here in Luxembourg.
And you were saying actually about the actual carving of the case, which is really beautiful. It's very elegant up there. It's who carved that case?
So in fact, this is a monastery church, and when after the church was finished, when they wanted to build an organ, a monk of the monastery built that case.
That's beautiful.
So the organ builders always have built their instruments into that case.
That's incredible. So the church is still a monastery?
Yes.
And how many are literally working and living in the monastery?
For the moment they are about 10 persons. It changes often, because there are new people who arise, other are displaced somewhere else. So
are there more monasteries here in Luxembourg, or is this the only one?
In here in Luxembourg City, it's there are two male monasteries.
Okay.
It's, here St. Alphonse, the Redemptorists, and there are also the Jesuits in Bel Air, but there's no organ in the church.
And do the monks actually, are they involved with the music at all?
Yes,
yes,
they care much about it, and it was their idea a few years ago to invest in the organ, to rebuild the organ, to restore it, and to restore it.
Do they sing in the choir, or do they take an active part musically in the church? Do they sing in the choir?
No, they don't sing in the choir. No.
So, looking at the console, how big is the organ?
The organ has 52 stops.
Yes.
In the beginning, there were only 46, but during the years, there were always stops which have been added. Not always in a good way. There are also stops who don't fit into the conception of the organ.
So there's nothing of the first organ here at all. It was completely taken out. There's no ranks.
The very first organ.
Yes.
It seems that there are 2 or 3 stops which remain from this organ, but it is not really clear what stops these are. That we can define when we are going to restore the organ and take all the pipes out to have a look where could be the old. I have a supposition, and I think I know.
Yes.
Where are the old?
Oh, do you? Oh, let's have a look then. Where are they?
I think it was a part here of Bombard. Huh?
Great.
And perhaps also the 2-foot here. And the third one I don't really know. I think it's one of the 16-foot.
The acoustics in here are lovely.
Yes,
They really are. Incredible.
it's a very good acoustic for organ music.
What would you say this organ plays best? I mean, what if you had to, what is its best points?
For which music?
Yes.
I think it's very good for Reger and all kind of German romantic music, but also for little pieces from Louis Vierne, like the Berceuse, also the some music of this repertoire also fits very well here on this organ.
Are you saying about plans for a new instrument? I mean, what?
Not a new instrument.
No, a rebuild then.
We are going to restore the organ. We are first. We want to enhance the action, and then of course the entire instrument will be cleaned, tuned.
You can't.
General tuning.
You cannot put any more in the instrument. Obviously, you've got as much as you can get in up there. No more new stops.
Yes, there will be new stops. Perhaps there will be a 16-foot reed on the great organ. We are going to put away stops that had been added. Which don't fit the instrument, like this one. It has nothing to do here in this organ. It's very neo-Baroque.
Yes.
It has nothing to do here. And we are also going to rebuild the stops which had been changed. Perhaps this one was an 8-foot. This was an 8-foot. That will be an 8-foot again. This 4-foot Salizett used to be an Undamaris, and it will be
nice.
an Undamaris again.
That would be very nice.
And so on. Those things we will going to change again. But all the stops which had been added, which fit well the organ, will be kept.
And you probably update a memory system because you're quite limited here, aren't you?
We are going to make an.
So how many memories
memory
do you
system.
have with that system?
Here, only one. On this console, only one. In fact, two possibilities to make a combination. Upstairs there are 3, so we have 2 free combinations.
It's not much, though, is it?
It's not much. It's not much, no.
But
I must say that this console is very. Even it is not very beautiful, it's very practical because all the stops are very near and you can quickly change them
it is good.
by hand.
Well, that sounds an exciting project,
Yes, I think it would be very, very, very great.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes.
You're the organist here.
Yes.
You're organist at other places too, I understand.
Yes, I'm also organist at the Basilica at Echternach.
Yes.
Where I teach organ also, and I'm also organist in Dudelange.
That must take
the 5 organists in Dudelange. Yes.
So you
or
play
6. It
6?
changes
Oh my
also.
goodness,
it's with
six.
like the monks here.
So you full time, that's a lot of work. Do you have many students? Do you have many organ students?
I have 24, 25 students.
Wow, that's
Because I teach also at Basharat, another city
Yes.
close to Luxembourg.
Wow. So that's a full package, isn't it?
Yes.
thank you very much for joining us in our series. That has been really most enjoyable. Thank you. We are now going to the Conservatoire here in Luxembourg City. There is a very, very special piano in this building, and I might try the organ. I'm standing next to a really famous piano. This piano here was the piano that Liszt played his last public performance on the 19th of July 1886 in the Casino Bourgeois in Luxembourg, and it is housed at the Conservatoire in Luxembourg City. And with me here is the Assistant Director Alan Vert. Alan, thank you so much for showing us this beautiful, beautiful instrument. When was it redone? When was it rebuilt?
It was rebuilt now in 1995.
95. Was it?
Financed by a German bank.
Yes.
Okay. And we had some concerts on it.
Yes.
Big cottage house.
Right.
Yes.
So the piano's sitting here in the corridor.
Yes.
It would usually be in a museum. Now, it came from the Café Bourgeois where Liszt played in July 1886. I understand he died about 15 days after that from TB, pneumonia.
Yes.
So he was here. Why? Was he visiting anybody here, or?
Yes, he was visiting Muncaci, who was a painter.
Yes.
A painter who lived in France, in Paris.
Yeah.
And this painter had a wife who was Luxembourgish, and they had a great house here in the landscape.
Yes.
And so they had often visits from artists, and Liszt was one of their friends.
Right.
Yes.
So it wasn't really a public concert, was it? I mean, it was just a concert he played and people actually came. I'm not sure if it was actually programmed as a public event.
His last appearance in Luxembourg was certainly not an event that was programmed.
Yes.
But okay, he was there and he played on this piano
Yes.
after another concert.
Wow.
Yes.
It's like standing at an organ where Bach played. I mean, to a pianist, this is a, this is a pilgrimage, isn't it? This is really great. Thank you. Do many students really want to play? I mean, they must
there
do.
are some, yes.
Yes.
It's a curiosity to.
Did they
to
ever
look for.
take it back to the place where it was actually performed, where he played a concert?
Yes, we took it back 2 years ago.
Yes.
At the casino.
Yeah.
They organize every year a concert, a Liszt concert,
Yes.
and therefore it was used at the casino.
That's
Yes.
amazing. It is amazing. Well, last night I heard you play a wonderful concert at
Thank
St
you.
Michael's Church in the city, and there's a lot of people there, and that was a beautiful old organ.
Yes.
It was some duets, and it was it really was a beautiful concert.
Thank you.
You teach organ here at the Conservatoire?
I'm the organ teacher here at the Conservatoire since 20 years ago. Yes.
Are you the only organ teacher?
No, we are two.
Two.
Yes, and then a third organist has some organ lessons also. Yes. And yes, okay. We have a great concert organ here in this audience hall.
We're going to see that in a
Yes.
minute. How many students do you average a year? I mean, how many?
We have a totality of 2,650 students here.
2,000?
650, yes.
2,650.
We are starting with the children at the age of 6 and
Right.
going up to 20 or 25, and have also near the music department we have also theater and dance.
Okay.
Yes.
So they start at 6 years old and they go through to
Yes.
the 20s. Wow.
Yes.
And then some of those obviously go into the business as professional musicians.
There are some, yes.
Yes.
Some
So
good
how many of
pianists
those
also.
are organists?
Oh, I think in the last years we had here 10 very good organists, yes.
And all,
That's a lot for Luxembourg. for
that's what it is.
little
It is
Luxembourg,
actually. It
yes.
is. I mean, when they leave, what do they mainly do? Do they go into the church, or do some of them go into the concert world? I mean, what is the outcome for them?
Very few to church, and most of them in music schools to teach.
Really?
Because concert life is really hard,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes, it is hard.
And
Yes.
church music is not very good organized here.
Really?
And we don't have the German system with church musicians. So it's really a little bit precarious.
Yes. So most of them go into the teaching, and then
Yes.
some go into church. But I mean, then they would teach at schools and teach general music, and
Yes, and
Yes.
make a mix of all of this
wow.
church and teaching and so on.
Yeah, but the main instrument here that is taught is, what is the main instrument?
The main instrument is piano.
Piano.
Yes,
Yeah.
piano. We have 500 pupils on the piano,
Yes.
35 this year on organ.
Wow. Wow. And then when they leave here, the conservatoire, I mean, they obviously get a qualification. Can they take prizes and awards
They
as they
get
go?
prizes,
Yes.
and the last examination they can do here is an upper level,
Yes.
first year of university level.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
Wow.
only first year.
Oh wow. Well, it's been a privilege, and I thank you very much. And
Please.
you know, to see this instrument as well is really something. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank you.
You can see here. Can you see here? We can see here the actual. It says Liszt played the piano, right? Yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
I guess, and there's a serial number here, so you can actually trace it back to Steinway's. Wow. This is
When
a
the
nice.
conservatoire was built, there was no concert hall here in Luxembourg.
Right. You're getting
So-
this, right?
Mhm.
So there was no concert hall here.
Yes.
So
And,
this was the main concert hall?
It was the main concert hall. The Philharmonic Orchestra of Luxembourg was repeating here and so on. They gave all the concerts here. So we have also the possibility to have a place for a large orchestra with choirs and so on.
How many does it hold?
There are 620 seats.
Wow.
Yes.
The acoustics are.
Yes, it's very fine acoustic for orchestra and the chamber music.
Yes.
Very good.
Wow. And the organ?
And the organ is from the Luxembourgish organ builder Westenfelder,
Westenfelder.
as
Yes.
the organ you heard yesterday.
Yes.
And it was built in 1983.
93.
There are 3 sections: positive, grade, and swell. Swell is on the top.
Yes.
Pedal, and there are 47 stops.
47 stops. So this is where the students would play the degree
Examinations,
recitals,
yes.
examinations.
The better students are
The
playing.
better students. So there are other organs in the conservatoire.
There are 2 very small organs, studying organs. Yeah,
So they
in
would
classes.
be, and they would be for exams as well.
Yes, also.
Okay. Do you want to show us the organ?
Yes. So this is Récy.
Yes.
It's a French Récy with yes, trompette clairon, hautbois, cornet. Mixture. The grade section with chamade.
And the grates at the bottom.
This is the grade.
Oh, it's
positive and Récy.
Oh, that's normal.
Yes, if you want.
It's not like Dudelange, is it?
And positive.
Yes.
Quite inspired from Baroque organs by this Cremon and
Yes, yes.
that's also a little bit small.
And the
And
pedal.
pedal with 32 foot and
Yes.
so on.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us on our tour bus series. This has been absolutely great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Around the 7th century, an Irish missionary, Willebrocht, arrived in Echternach. He was very influential in establishing the Christian faith in Luxembourg. He is buried in the crypt of the abbey, and in his honor it is called the Basilica St. Willebrocht. We're in the magnificent abbey, the Basilica St. Willicroft, and Paul Kaiser has just played the Mass, played a very, very fine postlude for everyone, and he's going to tell us more about this very fine organ. Paul, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
It's a very busy place, isn't it?
Yes, there are many tourists here. It's the most visited by tourists city in Luxembourg.
Really?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, of course, because we have here the basilica with saint buried
Yes.
in the crypt.
Right.
And yes, usually when you have something like that in a city, there are many tourists attracted.
So the abbey now is closed after the service, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so this would be the time that you would be able to practice peacefully, is that right?
Yes, yes, normally, yes.
Yes. You're saying that he's buried in the crypt, but the abbey's fairly new. Am I right in saying that? The building itself.
Yes, the abbey itself
Ah.
is a school today,
Yes.
but the abbey itself is still the original building. In the basilica, the crypt is still the original crypt.
Yes.
But the most part of the upper building of the basilica was destroyed during the last war.
Okay.
And it was destroyed by the Germans themselves. They blasted the building
Oh gosh.
because they had to go away, and their final act was to blast the
dear.
basilica. Yes.
So when does this building date from?
It's from the 50 years.
Okay.
It's from-
So the organ is
the organ is from 1952.
1952 and by Johannes Kleis.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It's got a very impressive organ. How big is the instrument?
It has 72 stops,
Right.
4 manuals.
Yes.
You can see the manual parts outside. Here is the swell box of the first manual. This is the swell box of the fourth manual. And then you see the great organ here in front.
Yeah.
And behind it, there's a third manual.
Yes.
And the pedal stops are behind again,
Right.
behind the third manual. And then you have the chamade.
Yeah. Very, very impressive up there.
But the chamade have been added later. In 1990, the organ was restored,
Uh-huh.
and they added the chamade and the voix céleste
Uh-huh.
and the 32
Okay.
reed in the pedal.
So what was in the basilica before it was bombed? What organ, do we know what was in here?
It was also a Kleis organ.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But obviously nothing remained?
Nothing.
Oh dear.
Nothing. It
That's
was
all.
a German romantic organ from 1902,
Yes.
and yes, no, nothing remained because especially this part of the basilica was blasted. But I must
Okay.
say that
I'm gonna
I
come here.
teach here at this organ
Right.
during all the day.
And they don't
So
mind?
we always have to fight with
Oh,
with some persons, but yes, no. In fact, I could play all of the day, but I prefer to do it in the evening
Yes.
when I practice for
Yes.
myself.
So what would be the schedule for the week for the organ? Would it be used every day in a service or not?
No, it is mostly used during the weekend. We have 5 services during the weekend, and there it is always used.
That's on Saturday and Sunday, 5 services.
Yes.
Okay.
When there are casualties during the week, we use the organ too.
Okay. And the choir would normally be up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And that would be in the morning you'd have the full choir and the organ, would it?
The choir is on Sunday morning.
Okay. It's a very impressive console. I mean, it's nicely laid out too. What are some of your favourite sounds on the organ? Take us a little walking tour.
Yes, it's a very impressive cornet.
lovely. That's
Then
beautiful.
beside the cornet we have a cromon.
Okay. It's very bright, isn't it? It's
Yes,
very, it's very
yes.
bright. I guess it's a lot. Obviously, it'll be a lot softer. Best.
Yes.
Yeah. And recordings will be done in the main body of the cathedral.
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. Okay, carry on. So I meant to interrupt you.
And yes, here we have Vox Humana.
Mm-hmm. What would you call that first manual? It's not a
The first manual we call Rückpositiv.
repulse, even
because
though
we
it's
have it
enclosed,
in
and it's
in the back.
enclosed, and it's
Yes.
right behind. It's enclosed, right? And so that's the rook positive, the
That's
great
Rückpositiv, great organ, Oberwerk,
overwork.
and swell.
Oh, sorry, swell
Or
is at the
récit,
top.
récit.
Oh, right.
Yes, here's the swell.
Okay.
It has a very good swell effect, I think.
Yes, that's a
It's
long way up
very-
there, isn't it?
yes.
It's a-
It's in fact it's mechanical action for the swell mechanism.
That's tracker.
Yes.
The
it's,
swell action is actually.
No, no, here we have electrical
Yes, that's what.
action, but for the swell
Oh,
mechanism,
okay. Okay,
it
the
is
swell box.
mechanical
Uh-huh.
action because yes, I think there's no better system
Yes.
to do it for swell box.
Right.
Yes, and also in the swell box we have the Voix Céleste. Then, as it is a typical neo-Baroque organ, we have also the sounds which characterizes those organs.
Mhm.
Then, of course, with the chamans.
That's good. That's impressive.
Yes, yes, there are some lovely sounds on the organ. I love the gamson from the great organ. It's a little bit like a flute.
That's beautiful.
This
that
is the 2-foot
Yes.
flute. We have also a 2-foot flute in the pedal.
Yeah, That's gorgeous. You were using it in the service.
Yes, yes.
lovely.
I like this very much.
Yeah, it's very nice. It sings, doesn't it?
Yes.
So when it was rebuilt, what did they do to it?
They added the chamat, was Celeste, the 32-foot reed, 32-foot reed.
Always useful, isn't it? Though?
Yes, and the cornet.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't help but notice
And
you
of
the
course,
pulling out the
the,
drawer. The drawer is lovely, isn't it?
The memory system.
So what have you got here then? How is the memory?
We have eight
8 levels.
levels and 8 combinations.
8, 10. Oh, that's pretty good, isn't it? And these are
64.
these are duplicating
Yes.
the stops.
Yes.
So this older system is new. You don't use it now.
I use it. I use
Okay.
it. Yes.
All right. You could
Perhaps
use
when
it
I
with
play
it.
service, I make my combination to play the hymns. I make the combination to because I don't like this very much during services.
So you can use one or the other. It doesn't matter if you use that suddenly.
Yes, yes, I can use both, but I prefer this for concerts
Sure. You got a lot.
where
more.
I can prepare the combinations.
And what about down here then? I mean, what are these?
Yes, this is to switch between the combinations here.
Okay.
This is
What does
the
HR?
first
What does HR mean?
handregister, so stops by hand.
Okay.
Stops
That means
by hand.
yeah,
One.
right.
And this is the first here,
Okay.
the second one, the third,
Oh, that's.
and then you can also add them.
So it's like having lots of rows of stops, isn't it? So you
Yes.
can literally set up
Yes.
that as those 4 stops.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's pretty
yes.
neat,
so
isn't
I can,
it?
Yes, you can switch between the different combinations.
And what is the tuttis? Obviously,
Tutti, this is the sequencer for the memory system.
What do you mean? You mean
Sequen-
recordings?
yeah,
Sequencer?
no,
To go through the memories.
Yes,
Right.
like that.
Look at that. That's pretty.
You can-
That's really. You can see. You just get that. Oh, I love pretty lights. The more the lights, the more the noise.
Yes.
Less
Yes.
lights, less noise. A
Yeah.
little sound. Oh, that's neat.
And
then at the end-
yes, this is to put this on, so you can
Oh, I
here
see.
you're on the hand
Yes.
register and here.
And what is?
This is to cancel the reads.
Yeah.
And this is to cancel 32 and,
32
and
reads.
60 foots.
Right.
16 foots. Yes.
And then you.
And you have the same buttons here. Here
Yeah.
is to put the couplers on,
Mhm.
and here you have also the sequencer. So this is the
Okay.
same as this one.
Yeah.
Tutti, and this is to add the pedal. Stops to the
To the great.
no, you can when you have made a combination here on the third combination here, you can add only the pedal from there with those buttons.
Okay.
Yes.
The row of tiny buttons up there. What are those doing? Do they?
This they are to cancel the reads.
If you have a cipher, for instance, is that right?
Yes.
So if the trumpet was
Yes, you
ciphering,
can.
that would just.
When you push when you pull this button, the command does not work.
Yeah, if it was ciphering, you could literally disconnect it.
Yes, disconnect. Yes,
It's kind of handy, isn't it? You don't see that a lot, do you? You just expect somebody to go into the organ and pull the pipe, but you know, you don't often have that on.
Yes, well, I think it's a typical Kleist console, and I think he always does this, or he did this at this time from this. So after the last war, the electricity went often away, and so they made here a pneumatical console where you can play the positive organ without electricity.
Wow.
You have here a keyboard, And then we can go to see behind the positive there is
Bellows
yes
to pump it.
to pump, yes, a pump.
Oh, well, that's kind of
Yes.
neat, isn't it? But I guess you don't use it at all now.
No, we don't use.
So that's
it now.
obviously a mechanical action organ.
Yeah, no, it's a pneumatical.
Really,
action.
even though
Yes,
it's hand,
yes,
it's even though it's. Well, why is it? It's working now because the main blower is on.
It's a main blower. It's on, so it works.
Okay, so if the main blower was off, you'd have to pump it by
Yes,
hand around the
we
corner.
could try it if you want.
Yes, I like to have a little bit of experiments. You know.
Yeah, so we
Put the main organ off here.
put it off.
Okay, and the little light will go off.
Yes, it's a little light off.
Lights
So
off.
Then we have to wait a bit.
Yes.
Just
Shut the door.
after the air has gone. You can pump here.
Okay.
I have to open here.
It's kind of handy, isn't it? Not many organs
When
have
I-
this
when
extra
I find
facility.
the right key.
Yes.
Put the light on. So you can pump here. You have to put one foot here and the other here. You can pump here, and now you can play.
Can I pump it? Because I like to
You
pump
can
it.
play. You want to pump?
I want
Yes.
to pump, I do.
You want to pump?
I want
so-
to pump. See how I'm good at pumping. Okay. Oh, that's quite stiff.
Now I can play here.
It's like doing one exercise. Gosh, my left leg aches now. I'd have to do that again to get my right leg done. Paul, thank you very much for showing us the organ in the Basilica. It really has been great, very enlightening.
You're welcome.
Thank you again. It's just like an organ. my friend Josie, and we're here Saturday morning in the market in Luxembourg City, and we're going to go in and see what goodies we can buy. Yeah? That's funny, huh? Oh, it's lovely. It's really warm today, isn't it?
Oh, yes,
Look at
it's
this. Oh,
one of our nicest days we have.
yeah.
We are lucky.
So what do you start with? Where do you go?
I just look around
Yeah.
for finding my man who is selling my cheese,
Oh,
my
we've
good
got to find the
cheese.
cheese man. Yes.
And I'm looking for the one who is selling that wonderful German bread.
Oh,
So
what's that? They look like ducks or something, don't they?
yes, but very big ones. of
Ostrich.
every- Yes,
Oh my goodness. People eat ostrich.
yes, and it's wonderful meat.
Oh.
Just love it. Now I try to find the one with feta cheese for my son.
Feta cheese. We're going to
Feta
find.
cheese.
Where's it going? Feta cheese now for the son, which is a good choice. Good choice. Is this how busy it would generally be on a Saturday morning?
This isn't so much busy. I just wondered that it's not so much crowded. So now we're going to my favorite, to Picholin.
You what? Sorry?
That's here.
Going here now. Going
And
here.
They have wonderful olives and the feta cheese. So it's always a surprise coming here to look what they have new and try everything. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Je peux avoir du fromage avec les piments, du feta, s'il vous plaît.
So what are you
Alors,
buying?
je voudrais un gros, petit.
Un gros, s'il vous plaît.
That's feta cheese, right?
That's feta cheese with chili and pepper. Yes.
Chili and pepper. That's amazing.
And
Feta
good oil.
cheese. And good oil.
And on dit persil.
Oh, parsley. And parsley.
These people make it.
Et du
Yes.
romarin.
Oh, rosemary. It's also on it.
Rosemary. And they make it themselves, obviously,
They
back
make
at
it,
home.
they-
And,
They make it finer, nicer.
pepperonis are going to wait.
I love, and here are the people like this who are making marmalade at home and selling it here. And that's wait for my turn to have
You want
it.
a baguette? You want to get a fresh baguette there because this is the bakery.
German-made cakes, pastry, also very good also.
Goodness, absolutely. Look at that little chap there. Stunning cakes.
It's cheesecake.
Yes. And these people have been doing this for years, haven't they? Coming
Yes,
to the market
yes.
every
It's-
week.
Those are just here now, perhaps for half a year.
Yes.
It's the first time we didn't know them so much, but now they, you see, it's a rush.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming and
That would be my choice.
Moin. Frühlingsbrot van Schlift. Een huisbrood.
The olives.
Thank you.
Yes.
So. You will see, there's a cheese.
Oh,
Stop. Cheese.
Carrie,
Cheese.
cheese. The cheese man.
So,
The cheese man.
here we just come to my favorite stand. My cheese, my French cheese.
And he makes it.
He just goes around and buys it everywhere, and he just knows he's going through whole France to pick up the best pieces. Bonjour.
But he goes everywhere to get his cheese. He just knows the best cheese.
Yes, he knows his places, and he's going really to local people. He's just doing that on that place. C'est près des lacs. He knows people making cheese up in the north of America near the big lakes.
All right.
And he's making goat
look at that.
cheese. Goat cheese. So, what do you want to take
Oh.
with us? I
Voilà.
still
Ça, ce que vous goûtez, c'est du comté fruité 20 mois.
It's like the one we had
Oh.
at home, but this is more fruity.
Carrie,
Vendu.
Et ça, c'est du brie, farmer brie. Farmer Brie.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, this one is.
Oh, God.
You just see that we have to eat it. Huh?
Tenez.
You can't eat the skin though, can you?
Voilà.
You can't eat the end bits. You can?
Merci.
Oh my
Voilà.
goodness.
Allez, un petit bout pour vous. Là. Peut-être pas dans l'écran, mais bon. Ah, c'est là.
I like that one over there actually. That
So
one's
the fruity one, huh? Conte fruité. He's 18 months old, and
18 months old.
18 months.
That old.
That's not so old, but that's why he's so fruity.
So how old should it, how old would it?
Oh, if you have older ones, they're getting more spicy. But sometimes I prefer the younger ones because they are more fruity. We say fruity. I don't know if you can say it.
Tom au pinot noir.
What's that?
Tom au Pinot Noir. The cheese is called Tom. That's his name. And he's made with a lightly red wine called Pinot
de Suisse,
Noir.
du vin rouge de
Yes.
Suisse.
It's coming from Switzerland. And merci, monsieur.
It's okay.
Oh my god, that's so good.
It's okay.
Puis of that also.
That's beautiful.
Monsieur, il connaît déjà nos goûts.
That's good.
Un morceau de celui-là. Voilà. Un morceau du comté fruité. Guckst du nach für Fisch? Oui.
You come every week.
Ça, je le fais goûter, ça aussi.
I nearly come every week.
Good, but it's a lot
Voilà.
of cheese
Ça,
here.
c'est des fromages chez 60 familles en Suisse. Fabriquent ce fromage. Vous goûtez ça.
60 familles.
60 familles qui ne vivent que de ça du mois de mai à septembre. Ça s'appelle de l'étiva.
Oh my goodness, that's strong. That's lovely.
It's this one is coming from Switzerland, and it's 60 people who is doing this in Switzerland. They just live from this. They make nothing else than this cheese, and they live from this one. And oh,
that's
what a
beautiful.
smell!
Yeah, all
And what a
beautiful
taste.
though. Very.
Did you find the cheese for you? Really, also handmade.
That's incredible.
So, Schmelo musst du schon bezahlen. So
incredible.
now we have to pay.
Ah.
Oh, I will buy more and more and more. Voilà.
It makes a difference from Whole Foods, doesn't it? Excuse me.
Ça des conseils. C'est une organisme.
In a little while, I'm going to be playing a concert in this delightful home. The delightful home belongs to Serge Tani and his family, and the organ behind me is really, truly wonderful. Serge is here, and he's going to tell us a few things about this organ. It has links to England, and he's going to enlighten us. Serge, thank you very, very much for joining us.
It's very nice.
It is beautiful. It
Yes,
really is. I mean,
yeah.
it's everybody's dream to have an
Yes.
organ like this.
It's effectively a dream. It lasted a certain long time, but finally in 1999 the dream came true.
So
Yeah.
the roots are English, aren't
Yes,
they?
it's an English organ which has been built by Peter Wood and Son, and it's the base is a typical Victorian organ. It had many 8-foot stops, and on the swell there was just a 2-foot piccolo. And actually afterwards, when we planned the organ with Peter and Mark Wood, we wanted to make it more versatile, and so we added more stops so that we can play as much literature as possible on a two-manual organ.
I know Peter Woods because he looks after the organ at Blenheim
Yes,
Palace,
exactly.
so you've gone to a good builder there.
Yes.
So how many stops do we have actually? I mean, roughly how big is it?
Yes.
I mean, this is just not this is a good sized house, but it's
Yes.
not a concert hall, but
No. No, the organ has 17 stops.
17, right?
17 stops and 20 ranks.
Yep.
And we have 4 pedal stops,
Yes.
6 on the great organ, which is the first manual,
Yes.
and then the other one on the second manual, which is in a swell box, which you see just on the top of it.
Okay.
And then normally the 3 normal couplers you have on a mechanical organ, because this is complete mechanical. We have no combination action. It's nothing electronic for the moment, so it's still with the original tracker action the organ had
Yes.
when it was built about 1850, 1880, something between that time. It's not quite sure. It was, in fact, it was the grandfather of Peter Wood who built the organ, and it stood in a church in Yorkshire.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Now the actual keys are beautiful. What is the wood of these keys? I mean,
It's maple wood.
maple wood. I
Yes,
mean,
exactly. Yes.
They are really
Yes.
lovely, and when they couple, actually, they are quite heavy. I mean, it's quite
Yeah.
heavy.
Yes, that's we have kept the original tracker action of the
Yeah.
organ, so I can show you here.
Okay.
Taking down this place, you
Okay.
see behind
Wow, look at
all
that.
the old mechanical action.
Yes.
See
Yes.
the working parts.
Yes.
Then also here with the swells, the swell coupler swell to grade.
Okay, you can
See the
see
moving.
that. You can see that.
Yes, that's a swell to grade coupler. You see this bar moving up and down, which pulls the key down.
Yeah.
That's
And
complete mechanical.
now the swell is heavy because it goes
Yes.
right to the top. doesn't
Exactly.
it?
The swell is just on the top of the organ, because formerly the organ was on a balcony which was very deep,
Yes.
and so we had the pipes here of the first manual are just here behind. The pipes of the second manual are in the swell box just on the top of it, and the pedal pipes are on both sides, separated on both sides. And on the former organ, because of the depths they had in this church, everything was put just behind the organ. Great organ, swell behind, and pedal
Yeah.
pipes still behind. So
Right.
that was, yeah.
Now, some of the pipe work you were saying comes from here in Luxembourg, so there is a link to where you're living now.
Yes.
What is that?
Exactly. Yes, we have several stops and several ranks, which comes from the house organ of the former organist of Luxembourg Cathedral, Maître Albert Leblanc.
Now, how big was his organ?
Yes, it was a 7-stop organ, but multiplex system. So he had in fact 23 stops.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was this multiplex system of the 50s, 60s of the last century. And we kept the best stops of this organ, and we combined it with the other stops to have this complete sound
So
here.
which
Yeah.
are the ones from his organ? Which stops
Yes, the violoncello is one stop
on the pedal?
on the pedal. Yes, exactly. The Sesquialtra here on the great manual.
That
Yeah.
is him.
Yes, and then part of the mixture, 2 ranks are also of this organ. Yes.
That's a pretty nice one.
And on the second manual, we have here the Larigot, which is also a complete rank.
Okay, I'm going to put it with a flute. So I can
Yes.
Very nice. So
Yeah.
the brightest
And
stops are from his
I
organ.
forgot the bourdon also,
Oh,
which
right.
is on both sides.
Yeah,
These
it's
large wooden pipes are also.
Okay,
Yes.
which are those now? These are
They are just on the side of the organ.
these. So these are actually speaking pipes.
Yes, this is the violoncello stop, and further on the left side, the wooden pipes. That is the bourdon 16.
Okay.
Yes.
It's well compacted in here, isn't it?
Yes.
Now these are speaking. No.
No,
These are not.
these 2 ones are just not speaking pipes, but the other ones, they are all speaking. Here
These
you
are
have-
speaking.
This is the open diapason,
Oh, that's coming from there now.
That's the large pipes here.
So that biggest pipe there is
Yes.
is bottom C.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. And then it goes on to the next towers here from, I think, that's now this side.
Oh yeah, it's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's again
Yeah.
this side.
Yeah.
And then it goes in the organ.
Right.
The other pipes are just here behind in the organ. Eh?
Yeah, and the swell, I can't get over how high the swell box is up there actually. It's
Yes.
incredible. It's a bit like a
It's-
Sansol piece. Isn't
Yes,
it?
it's a bit like
We have
this.
Sansol piece
yeah.
here. In,
Yes, therefore, we when we planned the organ, we added this tower, which naturally gives opportunity to put the open diapason here in front,
yeah.
but also to hide a little bit the swell box and to give the organ also a little bit this more triangular form. Otherwise, it would have been too flat.
Now, did you have to actually find a house that just was easy that you could pop an organ in, or did you have to build the house around it?
Yes.
Because it fits really well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Now, this house was built completely new.
yes.
And we left here this place open for having the space for an organ.
Yes.
As I told you, I had the small organ of Albert Leblanc, and he had in his organ also an open diapason,
Yes.
an 8 foot. So this was clear that I needed to have a certain space of at last 2.5 meters,
Yeah.
which the largest pipe has.
So,
So I needed this space, and
Yeah.
therefore it was sure that I wanted to have a larger room. Otherwise, it would have been everything too small and too compact with the pipes touching perhaps the roof.
so how tall is it from here to the top of the swell organ then?
Yes, we have nearby 5 meter 30.
I've got to translate that to feet.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but that's I can see it's tall.
Yeah.
Well, so those are actual 8 foot length pipes.
It's 8 foot length, yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
incredible. Now, was the colour originally green? Was it? Because it's very Victorian England, isn't it?
Yes. The original color, as I've seen the organ, was chocolate brown. So the whole case was chocolate brown, and when it was in Peter's store, he took a little place here of color away for showing us, as the wood is, it's Swedish pine. So it's a relatively clear wood, and when we planned it, so he proposed to have this varnished in this green color. He said that was typical for the time that the original organ was, and with this golden small details all over here you see, and naturally also with the golden pipes, which is typical for British organs,
Yes.
because here in Luxembourg normally we have tin pipes which
Yeah.
are very shiny, but
Yes.
that's this typical metal color,
Yes.
and here we have, these are varnished with this golden color like many English organs. So it's in fact typical English organ.
So a lot of people would wonder what this is. So let's enlighten them what this is. This is kind of a strange device here. You see it on Victorian organs
Yes.
and stuff. So how
That's
do we?
still one old thing we an old part of the former organ. We wanted to keep it.
Yes.
This is linked to the bellow.
Right.
And
which
when
are
you-
right inside here.
They are inside the
Right.
organ, just here down.
Oh, okay.
And when you turn off the fan who produces the air for the organ, then this is going up. When the bellow is going down, this is going a little bit up like this.
All right. So can we turn it off and see what
Yes.
happens? Let's turn it off and
No
see. So
problem.
that means there's no
Yeah.
air in the organ, so the pressure
Exactly,
is being
yes.
released. Very interesting. Oh.
So now is the
Okay. So now
the motor
I
is
see
going
that
up.
moved.
Yes. So there is no more air, and
So what was the point of it? I mean,
yes, it was for the organist to see at that moment in 1850-60. I think there was not yet the possibility to have electronic blowing equipment in an organ. So there was a person inside the organ or behind the organ who pumped the
All right.
bellows. And the organist, when he should start to play, he
Yeah.
just had the look at this thing, so he just
Yes.
know if the person was sleeping or if he was
Yes.
doing his job.
Oh wow! Now, if
Yeah.
you play a really loud chord, if you play a lot of that, should be moving as well, shouldn't
Yes,
it?
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
because you're taking
Yeah.
a lot of pressure from the instrument,
Exactly,
so
yes.
you can see
Yeah.
it's quite handy on some
Yeah.
organs. You can see if you're really
Yes.
tiring the instrument, which
Mhm.
is a horrible effect because the
Yeah.
whole sound sags,
Yes.
and it sounds as if it's going
Yeah.
wildly
Yeah.
out of
But we
tune.
can turn it on and have a chord on
Yeah, let's
the
do that. Let's
organ.
try that. Okay. We can sit there and watch it go down. See, guy's already pumping away now, isn't he?
Yes.
He's pumping like crazy.
Put this again here, so we can.
So can you give me give me literally everything you can, and we'll
Yes,
see if the
we'll see
little
it.
chap behind us can keep up with the pressure. That's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It moved a bit, didn't it? Yeah, because I've seen it go right up. You know you're in trouble then. But wow.
Yes.
Now, the only thing that does kind of bug me, if I dare say, is how do you get in it? I mean, how would you tune this instrument?
Yes. We have one entrance here on one side.
Okay,
We can enter from here,
right.
this space.
Not a lot of space there, is
Yes. That's for maintenance from the back of the organ.
Yeah.
And for tuning, you can enter from here.
there? Right.
Just open here.
Okay. Oh my.
And then you enter and you can walk here around on,
Yeah.
on this level.
Now, how would you get up to that swell organ?
There's a stair inside on this wooden stair which goes up, and when you are inside the organ you just pull back this screen and
Yes.
you can walk on the same level as here but a level higher, so you can just tune the pipes of the swell box.
So organ builders have to be small, don't they, really?
Yes,
I mean,
in
they
this
can't be
organ,
big,
yes.
They couldn't be overweight, couldn't they?
Yes.
Because they're delicate pipes. I
Yeah.
remember once doing a concert,
Yeah.
one rank was out of tune,
Yeah.
and the organ builder went in. He was rather a tubby guy,
Mhm.
and he went in and he knocked a whole load of ranks, and
Oh, yes.
massive organ was out of tune.
Yeah.
But that's really
Yeah.
small.
Because normally I do the tuning myself,
Mm-hmm.
and so I am not too large, so I fit
So
in.
how often do you tune it? I mean,
Not too much, because I must say that the temperature here is relatively stable here inside, and so it's normally just in autumn, winter when
yeah.
we turn the heating
Yeah.
on, and then when the temperature is again constant,
Yes.
the organ is again in tune,
Yes.
and then the same again from spring to summer. Also,
Yeah.
that's easy. But one time a year, the organ builder comes for tuning the organ.
And how long would it take him to tune the whole instrument?
Yes,
If he wanted to get it
it
absolutely.
takes a certain time, but in fact we have 992 pipes in this instrument.
That takes a bit
So
of time.
it's already, I think, 4 or 5 hours
Ooh, yes,
at
it is.
least for doing, yes.
It makes
you-
a good sound. It makes a very, very well. It makes a very fine sound. It makes a very loud sound. What do
Yes.
your neighbours think? I mean, do they mind? Not too many around here, but
No, that's a question many people ask me, what the neighbors are thinking about the noise and so on. But in fact, the organ has been tuned here for the room. So you have, in fact, you have a complete principle, the diapason chorus with the mixture, and so it's fairly loud. But the windows are well done, so nobody. Yes, if you leave them open, you hear naturally the sound outside. But
yes.
there's nobody till now who has complained about it.
Well, Serge, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward very much to be playing it in a few hours to people here, and it's been a joy to come back
Yes.
to Luxembourg. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
It
for
was a
joining
pleasure
us.
to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.